Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the final Arsenal 11, or final Arsenal team, I should say. The entire squad that we have for the rest of this season, at least until January when the window opens again. But we are going to be taking a look through all of the possible formations and teams that we could put up against strong teams, weak teams, and just generally take a look. So you're seeing on screen every single first team player. Maybe one or two of these players will end up playing for the under-23s or the under-19s or whatever it may be. There may even be some players like Burton, for example, who played in the pre-season period. They may come into the first team at some point, but this is the squad for the 2019-2020 season. Now, just before we get into the rest of this video, I wanted to let you guys know that I have uploaded another story over on Amino. If you go ahead and click the link in the description, you can download it to your phone absolutely free. You can go into the Communities tab and search at the top here under Users, MGH, and then we'll search for that. And you'll see at the top, I've got my own Mustafi fan club there if you would like to join. But you want to click on my name, which is verified, and it will take you straight to my page where you can watch both my stories that are up there, which are my dream signings, which I did a couple of weeks ago, and now my top 5 signings of the window. After you've watched my new story, and make sure you follow me on Amino, you can go ahead and check out the rest of the app. There's tons of communities and all sorts of videos for you to watch. For example, we've got video games as a topic, and there are so many funny videos that you can chill out on. Honestly, I tend to watch lots of these things when I'm bored out of my mind, waiting for Ellen while she's shopping, or maybe I'm on the toilet. And yeah, honestly, there are some hilarious clips. So make sure you check out Amino down below. There is a link completely free. You can download it on iOS and Android as well. Thank you for sponsoring this video, Amino. And now let's talk about Arsenal's team. Let's go ahead and walk through the team. 2 goalkeepers this season. We have Leno and Martinez. Leno, of course, being our first team goalkeeper. And I'm pretty sure Martinez will feature in the Europa League, maybe some FA Cup games and League Cup games as well. I'm a little bit concerned about Martinez being the backup. I don't think he has the quality to be an Arsenal goalkeeper, not a first team keeper at least. But as a backup, I think we'll be okay as long as Leno stays fit, who for me, Leno was one of our best performers last season. And then you should be able to see Chambers behind me there. He is staying this season. We then got Mavropanos, Mustafi, Socrates, David Luiz, new signing of course, Holding and Monreal, who can all act as centre-backs. Some of them can play as wing-backs as well. For example, Monreal can play left-back and Chambers can play right-back. Then we have actual wing-backs. We've got Bellerin and we've got Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who can also play as a midfielder. And then on that left side, we've got new signing Tierney, and of course, Kolasinac, the lifesaver himself. He owes Ozil his life. If you don't know what happened, you should probably Google it. Then going into midfield, the centre of midfield, we've got Willock, who can also play as an attacking midfielder. We've got El Neni, somehow. Torreira, Guendouzi, Xhaka, and new signing Ceballos on loan for a season, of course, who can also play as an attacking midfielder and also can play out on that left wing, although I don't think that's what we'll be doing with him. Then going further forward up the pitch, on the right side, we have new signing Pepe, over £70 million. It's a big gamble on a player that's not being tested in the Premier League, but he'll be fine. I think he's going to be a very good signing for us. We then have Mkhitaryan. We sold Iwobi, but kept Mkhitaryan. I don't know about that. Down through the middle, we can go with Ozil, Emil Smith-Rowe, who didn't go to RB Leipzig on loan. He is staying. And then on that left side, we have, I think, our weakest part of the team, Nelson and Saka. Why did we sell Iwobi when we don't have... You see what I'm saying? It seems silly to me that we've sold Iwobi but kept Mkhitaryan. Clearly there was no offers for Mkhitaryan. And then going up front, we've got Lacazette, Aubameyang, and technically Martinelli, who could play as a striker, but actually has played a lot of his career so far on the wings. So that is our first team, and I'm happy with it for sure. If we go ahead and open the other page I've designed here, we're going to go ahead and put these players onto the pitch and see what kind of teams we can put together. So, Newcastle on Sunday. What do I think we should be doing? 100% we go with Leno. Let me go ahead and move him into the goalkeeping position like that. I think then we're definitely going to go with Ainsley Maitland-Niles because, of course, Bellerin isn't fit. But maybe I should be putting should I do the best team? I think we'll start with that. We'll go best team first. So Bellerin for me would obviously play at right back. I would then be going with... Oh, it's a difficult one because we've brought in David Luiz. Do you go with Socrates and David Luiz? Or when Holding's fit, do you bring him in and partner him with Socrates or David Luiz? I think if we're putting our best team into the team, I think it probably is going to be... I'm going to go with Socrates on the right side. So he would go here. God, it's really windy in England right now. My window is open and my blind is going mental. I would then go ahead and put David Luiz next to him. I think Holding is ready to play, but seeing as we've signed David Luiz and Holding isn't fit yet, of course, I think David Luiz goes in. Then on the left side, new signing, Kieran Tierney. So excited to see him play. He will be fit in a couple of weeks. He's currently still coming back from a lengthy injury. He's had a double hernia operation. He had surgery on it, and he's just about getting fit now. I would then be going with a 2 in midfield. I think I'd start with Torreira. So it's kind of a 4-2-3-1. So I think I'd put Torreira there, and I would go with... Oh, it's a difficult one. I'm thinking either Xhaka or Ceballos, but I think Ceballos is going to give us more going forward. I'd kind of have him a little bit further forward than Torreira, who can occupy this area here. And I'm hoping he's going to be more defensive this season. I think he was pushed far too forward last season. It actually didn't help us too much because Torreira, to me, is the pit bull in midfield. He's the defensive player who can then play the ball out to the wingers and whatever. Ceballos literally will be doing a little bit of this, but most of the time he'll be getting into this space here, supporting whoever plays in front of him, whether it's Mesut, who knows. Talking of Mesut, I think he does get into our strongest team. If he decides to show up this season and play well, I would expect to see him play in his best position, which is, I think, centre attacking midfield. Then I would go with Pepe on the right. So excited we got him. Pepe is going to be a huge, huge signing for us. So I think he would obviously be cutting in and shooting with that left foot of his, but I think he goes on this right side here. Then on the left, to start with this season, I know it's not ideal, is it? But I go with Aubameyang. Although he'll be playing on the left, I think really his position will be here. And we'll almost be playing with 2 strikers, and we'll be seeing Mesut drift here, and we'll be seeing Ceballos drift over there, and of course Tierney getting forward. So let's put Tierney back there. So I'd go with Aubameyang kind of on the left, and then of course we would have Lacazette as our main striker. So I think that is our strongest lineup, and that's what we should be trying to use for the majority of this season. However, because we have injuries, that of course means that we would potentially be having Ainsley Maitland-Niles starting at the weekend. I think we'll go with this defence here, but with Kolasinac as the left back. I'm not sure if Ceballos is going to start. He hasn't played much of pre-season, so it wouldn't surprise me if we do go with a Granit Xhaka or a Guendouzi. But honestly, this formation excites me. This is, I think, top 4 worthy. I really, really, really do believe that. I seriously do. Now let's go ahead and start again, this time building a rotation squad. Almost a full 11 that can be used in games that maybe don't matter so much. So maybe let's say it's a European game where we're already through and we're just putting out the kids, so to speak. But not academy players, players that are still in the first 25 squad. So of course that means Emiliano Martinez would be starting. I'd be going with Maitland-Niles or Chambers as right back. I think for the sake of this video, because we had Bellerin in the last lineup, we'll go with Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I would then expect to see Mavropanos come in as one of the centre-backs. And then we've got a choice, really. Holding, when he's fit, might start off playing in this sort of team. But actually, it wouldn't surprise me if we go with someone like a Monreal as the left centre-back to bring some experience next to Mavropanos. But for the sake of this video, again, we're going to go with Holding, and we'll go ahead and put him next to Mavropanos there. And then on the left side, I think we'd go with Kolasinac or Monreal. So again, we're going to go with Kolasinac here and put him on that left side. Let's tidy this up a little bit like that. Then going into midfield, again, I'd be going with the 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1. And I would really like to see Ainsley Maitland-Niles given a go in midfield. But of course, in this formation, he's on that right side. So I guess we might see someone like El Neni come in. Yeah, El Neni. Granit Xhaka could come in as well. Let's go ahead and put him there. I wouldn't ask him to go forward like Ceballos. I think, unfortunately, we would be very defensive with this setup, which maybe isn't ideal. Then I'd like to see maybe a Willock come in. Now, what you could do is get rid of El Neni and have Willock drop into this position here. And then you go with a Mkhitaryan at cam or a Smith Rowe, something like that. But I think Mkhitaryan could do very well in the middle, maybe not so much as a right midfielder. But of course, you could go with Smith Rowe. You could even go with Saka, maybe even a Nelson at cam if you really wanted to. But Nelson, for me, comes in on that left wing. I think he's going to be getting a lot of minutes for us this season. And then over on that right side, maybe you go with Nelson and then put Saka on the left. It's a little bit of a difficult one, isn't it? Maybe you go with Mickey on the right. And then you do bring in Emil Smith Rowe, who should be, I think, getting some game time this season. So maybe something like that. And then, of course, up top, you can go with maybe a Martinelli, put him up front. Or you could go with Lacazette. You could go with Pepe. He can play as a striker as well. But what you're seeing here is just a second-string team, really, isn't it? I could probably put Guendouzi in there. I've completely forgot. But he would probably be getting quite a lot of first-team football as well. But that just goes to show you, we really do have squad depth here. You could take out Emil Smith Rowe, put Willock there, and then have Guendouzi in there. It's pretty incredible. I'm really excited by this squad. I think that we've done so well in this transfer window. If you really think about it, guys, I would say, have done 2 windows worth in 1 window. There are certain positions that we absolutely needed to bring in, and I would have expected it to take 2-3 windows, but actually, we got a lot done. And the best thing about this squad is it's very young. We've got so many great players that are still 24 and under. You know, if you look at this team, a lot of these players are barely into their 20s. You know, Xhaka, Mkhitaryan and Kolasinac excluded, you're looking at teenagers, and Martinez, of course. It's pretty incredible. It's very exciting times to be an Arsenal fan. The question is, are we going to regret selling Iwobi? Because he does give us more options going forward. Are we going to be potentially paying off debt on not Martinelli, on Pepe and Saliba when he comes back? Are we going to be paying them? You know, they're going to be structured deals. We're going to be paying for years. What if they're not good? What if we actually have bought Pepe and he doesn't work out for us? Is that going to be a problem? And of course, is Emery going to get what he wants out of this team? This is in my opinion, his first proper window. We've had a massive change in the backroom staff with Raul taking over with a lot of negotiations and things like that, with Edu coming in. It's been a chance for Emery to really get to grips with all of the new changes in the back and get signings that he really wants with the money that he knew would be available. I'm sure when he first joined, it wasn't just as simple as, I want this player, please buy him. There would have been many things put into works before Arsene Wenger left. So I really, really hope that this team does enough to get top 4 this season. I think it would be an absolute failure if we didn't get a top 4. However, having spent this money, I think we will get it. I really do. My top 4 prediction is Man City, Liverpool, Tottenham, and then Arsenal. And I think Chelsea and Man United will be fighting for 5th and 6th. And then Wolves, Everton, those kind of teams will be right there. Very, very close. It's going to be a very close season, although I do think City are going to run away with it. I don't think Liverpool have done enough in this window. They've spent, 4 million? I mean, it's a good squad what they've got, but surely you can do better. You can still go into the market and improve a couple of positions. I'm surprised they didn't bring in another centre-back. But regardless, I don't think Liverpool will be as good as last season, but they'll still push City all the way. It's going to be a very interesting 12 months or so. It's 9-10 months really, isn't it, until next May. And I just cannot wait to get going with the season. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel, because on Sunday, when we play Newcastle, right after that game, Operation Arsenal will be back. So I'm so excited to get recording those again. Also, thank you Amino once again for sponsoring this video. Please do check out my new story over there and follow me. The app is genuinely awesome. You know, I wouldn't promote anything that I don't like myself. So please do check it out, and I will see you in the next video sometime soon.